and we're going to hand over to, I'm going to unmute her. Where are you there, Becky? I can't unmute you. There we go. So Becky, top achiever, 200 plus club. You've done it. You've eventually done it. I know cars aren't your thing, and it's not Larry's thing either. But it was just one of those things. It's eluded you. We were talking for several months. You got to 197, 194, 191. It was tough going. So I just want you to share with us and everyone today, how does it feel hitting the 200 plus club?
It actually feels really good. You are right. The car was never really a motivator. In fact, we've had the email through about the car on the day requesting dates that we booked it for, and I don't think we've replied to it yet. But we will. We'll get that car and we'll take the team out, and so they can all enjoy it. But actually, getting to 200 feels really, really good, Rob. You and I spoke about this, and I think that we were focused more on building our team and working towards senior group leader. We've still got a bit of work to do for that, and we knew that 200 would happen. But it was only when we looked at the partner portal and thought, oh goodness, we're on 199. We need to get this done. And it's amazing when you think, right, I need to get this done. Suddenly you sign up 3 or 4 more customers because you're focused on actually doing something. So yeah, it's done. Woohoo! We're pleased.
So well done, well done. Now, for the people on this Zoom today that don't actually know you, Becky, for all the new people, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and Larry, your background, what you do for a living? And
yeah, absolutely. So Larry and I joined the business about 7.5 years ago now. Larry is a building surveyor, and I'm a mortgage advisor. 4 children. In fact, when we joined this business, I was just looking at going back to work after maternity leave. And I was run ragged. I literally, there were some days where I was backed into a corner thinking, which child do I talk to first? Who do I help first? We were showing this business just at the right time. It saved us some money. And whilst Darren, I think Darren might be on the call. If you're on the call, Darren, wave. He was on there a minute ago. Whilst Darren was talking, all I could think was, how does he get paid? Because I could do this, and that might allow me to not go back to work full time. So that's how we started. And here we are 7.5 years later, loving it.
Okay, so if you were to do this business again, would you do anything differently?
Not initially. I would say initially we just did what we were told, and I think that's fundamental. There's a fantastic system in place, and it's not about trying to do it better. Just as a new person joining, plugging into that system and following that system, really simple, really straightforward, and it absolutely works. But yes, after probably 6 months or so, I think we tried to perhaps improve the system, tried to get clever, perhaps didn't focus as much on team building as we did on customer gathering customers. And I wish that if I could go back and do it again now, we'd have kept that focus on team building in the early years, because that's just so important. Your team is so important. They motivate you, they inspire you. It gives you that sense of being belonging to something, being part of something, and also it helps you see your business progress. So even if you're having a couple of months where life is busy elsewhere, your business is still progressing. So definitely a focus on team building.
So recently you've gathered quite a few customers. You got to the 200 plus club. What do you say to your potential customers when you phone them up?
Well, at the moment, I am going back to all of my list, people I spoke to in the very, very early days, people who didn't become customers at that point in time. They know what I do, and I'm going back to them and I'm saying, we've got this new remote system. I really need to practice it. You never know, there might be some great savings in it for you. However, I just need you to be my guinea pig. So I'm using the same script that we're using with new people that are starting.
Now, one of those guinea pigs was a really good friend of yours you've known for over 30 years, lives in my hometown. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I've known Aileen for a long time now, 30 something years, and I have mentioned the business on and off over the last 7 years. She's never ever been interested. And the last time was literally just after lockdown. But funnily enough, she was actually contacted via LinkedIn by somebody else in Utility Warehouse. It was this contact via LinkedIn that really switched her on and made her think, oh, I know Becky does this, but actually I, maybe I should look at this more seriously. I'd had chats with her. I'd shown her how the money worked. But when she spoke to this person on LinkedIn, I can't remember her name. She's a lovely lady, Jackie. She explained that I'd mentioned Utility Warehouse to her on and off, and that I was a long friend. And Jackie actually said, oh, you need to go back to Becky and join Becky's team. So a huge thanks to Jackie there. I think Aileen would have done anyway. That's why she was talking to Jackie. But just a huge thanks to Jackie there, because, you know, that's a very ethical way in this business. And I would do exactly the same if I was talking to somebody. If I'd reached out to somebody and they said, oh, actually, you know, one of my best friends does this, and she's spoken to me about it, I'd be saying, go sign up with your best friend. You know, why are you dillying about?
Yeah. Now, Aileen, what she used to do for a living, she had a great job, didn't she? But now things have changed, and now she's joined us, which is great news. So there's a story there. Go back to your friends, go back to your colleagues. I'm speaking to some friends and people I know that are saying, actually, yeah, I'm going to look at this. I might as well do something while I'm in lockdown, or some of them are fearing. I've chatting to one person yesterday that basically says he's out of job now, and he was on good money as a sales manager, you know, traveling around the country, and now he's looking. We're having a chat today. Now he's seriously looking at UW and the money. And it's different, because in the old days, it was you could earn 20, 30 pounds for sign up a customer. And now that sounds crazy, doesn't it? 20, 30 pounds. But we joined for that. But we joined.
I know, and we were excited for that. I think you're right, Rob. I have definitely noticed that the people on my contact list, you know, I'm sure everybody's seen it, where, you know, they say to you, between 1 and 10, you know, where would you put yourself on the scale? And most people put themselves between a 6 or 7, possibly an 8. And then when you think about your contacts who are up there in their 9s and 10s, the people on your chicken list, the people that you perhaps would think would have dismissed Utility Warehouse completely, what I have noticed since lockdown is they are the people who are really suffering. You know, if they've been furloughed or they've been made redundant, they have lost large incomes, they've lost status within the companies that they're in, and they need something. You know, they've got outgoings. So there are people definitely coming into this business now that have never even remotely considered it before, just because their circumstances have changed so much. So definitely talk to the 9s and 10s on your list.
Now, so you've got a great team. Your group leader, your nearly senior group leader. Hopefully, we'll get that done by September. I'm not saying which year, but yeah. So you've recruited some people, Becky. Now, some of your superstars you never actually recruited, did you?
That's true, yeah.
So the reality is, you might recruit someone you think it's going to be a superstar, but sometimes it's actually other people further on down in the chain, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. The reality is that everybody you bring into the business you think is going to be a superstar. They've all got so much potential, but for, you know, one reason or another, perhaps they just don't get going, or they get distracted. But it's really important to build relationships with everybody in your team, and be there, reach out to them, because you just never quite know where those really important people are going to come from.
So I was speaking to someone that's been in my team for quite a while now. He's a team leader. Put the business down, touched base with him a few weeks ago, phoned me up the other day and said, actually, Rob, I'm ready now. I'm looking to retire this year, but I still need an income. I still need a pension. And it's interesting that, you know, sometimes I think, you know, financial advisors, you think would have their own financial affairs in order. But this chap was saying, I was hoping to sell my business on, but my business is not worth anything really now. So now I need plan B to kick in. And thankfully, he never quit UW. He still receives an income, but he's ready to get going again. So for anyone on the call today, if you've got a team, get back hold of them. For anyone that hasn't got a team yet, speak to financial, don't be put off by financial advisors, quantity surveyors, mortgage brokers, accountants. Speak to everyone, show them and share with them this great opportunity, because maybe the time is right now. So Becky, in closing, what top tips would you give anyone on this call today?
Okay, so earlier when Justin was on, I mentioned your warm contacts. They're just so important. Ask them for referrals, and we've got the £50 credit onto their energy bill now. That's superb. Speak to existing customers. Embrace the new remote system. It is brilliant. I love face-to-face. I'm very much a people person, very, very tactile. And when we first went into lockdown, I kind of went into a bit of a pity party for about 3 weeks. And then one of my team members was just really excited, and she said, "Oh, you've got to try this new remote thing. Look, just hop on and watch me do it," which I did. And it's just so easy. Just so easy. So embrace the new remote system, and follow up. You know what? If people don't answer the telephone, it's not necessarily because they don't want to talk to you. In fact, almost certainly it's not because they don't want to talk to you. They've just got other stuff going on at home. So follow up is really, really, really important. And practice. If you're worried about it, then Rob, I'm sure, would be more than happy to do a remote sign-up practice with you. Or Rob might not be the best person, actually. But yeah, and practice. So they would be my main top tips. But I actually think the business is really exciting at the moment. I think that goodness, the amount of time saved. Yesterday, I spent the whole day doing jigsaws and playing Lego with my son. And then literally, I had an appointment at 3:30 in the afternoon. I literally shoved on a decent top so they couldn't see what I looked like, shut myself away in the bedroom for 45 minutes. That's all it took. And then back out, playing with the kids and doing stuff around the house. So the new remote system's brilliant, and I will be using them going forwards all the time.
I think going forwards, I don't think I need a car anymore. It's all going to be remote, isn't it? It's going to save on petrol. There won't be a UW Mini anymore, will it? It'll be a UW laptop and a desk and a sofa and, a UW house to live in, because you don't have to go anywhere. So, it's absolutely fantastic. Becky and Larry, absolutely well done on your achievement, 200 plus club. We're going to hear from Larry later on this afternoon at 5:30. So we're going to do this again. So anyone on the call today, if you want to hear Larry's side of the story, how hard he's worked to this 50-50 team.
He will tell you that he signed up the 200th customer. I'm never going to hear the end of that. So
So Larry's like, and I said, when you get the car, hopefully we'll still be in lockdown, that you won't have to hand it back because we're in lockdown, so you'll keep it for a while. But well done again. It's an awesome achievement. It really is. Bit of advice now, Becky. You don't need to go for the 500 plus club. Get to senior group leader, and then on to national group leader, then national network leader. Okay, fantastic. Guys, I hope you have a great day today. Hit the phones. If you want to send me any messages or questions for Larry later, we'll put those to Larry. Again, thank you very much for all your attention, and hopefully we'll speak again soon.